So I just came back from a short-term rental real estate event, and I wanted to share with you guys some of my notes on what I learned as a realtor about the short-term rental process. So let's dive right in. So the event was hosted by Orlando Real Producers. They're kind of like this media company / magazine, and they always bring up like special guests once a month to talk about different aspects of the, real estate industry. And this time it was about short-term rentals. So some of the things that we learned and I took notes on is that having a pool is as important as having Wi-Fi. So with tons of research that they've done in that short-term rental industry, the pool homes have performed better than the non-pool homes. They were saying that some of these people save up for some of these vacations for months or years, and they kind of want like this complete package when they arrive there. So having a pool is a must when trying to find a property. In fact, they also did a test that when they added the pool to some of their properties, it increased the occupancy by 5%. So they actually tested it out. Another thing is the larger the property, the more the demand. So some of their houses that were like 8 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms did better than their smaller houses that were 4 bedrooms or lower. So they pretty much told us to guide our investors, if the budget is right, of course, towards the 5 bedrooms and up with a pool. And they said that having the pool is as, if not more important than having Wi-Fi. So that's a pretty big deal. When you're running comps on what a property could rent for, they said that don't compare what you're seeing active on Airbnb right now, because those are the properties that are technically not rented right now. So why would you compare your listing to something that's not being currently rented? If you are going to use Airbnb, you have to look like 2-3 months out to see the ones that are not currently booked, because you want to see what the ones that are booked are going for. And if you go on Airbnb right now, you may not see that. There's different websites, and I might be butchering some of these names, but Rabu, Tableau, AirDNA, Vintory, Price Labs, and they mentioned AirDNA again. So some of those resources that they use can help them figure out occupancy rates, what the nightly rates should be, and different things that they use to analyze these properties for their investors. Some of those tools are free and some of them cost a lot of money. They said AirDNA costs like $2,000. So when you're doing your comps and you're trying to tell your investor what you think this might rent for, you want to look at 3 properties and then kind of like create like an average of those 3 properties. Another website for Airbnb and short-term rental information is strinsights.com. Now, I haven't visited any of these websites, and I'm sure I butchered some of those names, but strinsights.com, that's another one there. They were talking about in Central Florida where some of the most popular places are, and it was Kissimmee, Davenport, and South Claremont. And there's areas there that are zoned for short-term rental. So they were talking about those are some of the popular areas that are, Airbnb friendly. And they said that anything under 4 bedrooms, it does okay, but they've seen that the 5 bedrooms and up do much better. So the 5 bedroom ones have been proven to cash flow historically better than their 4 bedrooms. Now, this one was very important, so I highlighted it. You're looking for the pool home, but if you could look for the pool home and it's also a heated pool, that's a major plus. Because what happens is some of these people come later on in the year where it might be a little bit colder, and they may not want to get in the pool if it's not heated. So they've also tested that the heated pools have more bookings throughout the year versus the ones that are not heated, which are more popular during the summer. They also said that you want to have different themes. So when you're doing like an Airbnb short-term rental property, themes do matter. So you want to have the Moana room, you want to have the Frozen room, the Toy Story, the Mickey Mouse. All those different themes will make the kids excited, and they're going to want to come. They're going to want to stay there, and they're going to want to pick that Airbnb. So don't have a boring Airbnb. Have some themes in there so you can get the whole family excited. This is interesting. I didn't know this. I don't know where they pulled the data from, but they said that 80% of people who book on Airbnb are female. So a lot of the times it'll be like the mom, the wife who's booking the vacation for the family. So you kind of want to have your listing to be female positive, but male neutral. So whatever might look good to like a female, make sure that's the first few photos, and then the next few photos, whatever might look good to the male, like the game room. And then for the kids, you have the theme rooms and everything. So in that order, you might get a higher booking rate because 80% of people that book on Airbnb are females. And there's also other statistics that show that they may not get past like 3 swipes. So you got to capture their attention right away within those first few swipes. Um, Investors, when they're buying, short-term rentals, they mostly only care about the numbers. In the panel, there was a lot of agents that have done millions of dollars of sales, with investors, and some of them haven't even met their client. Some of them never even showed the property. They just all did it based off numbers, and they did due diligence later on, like the inspections and stuff. But it was a remote process for most of them. When picking a property manager, try to make sure that the property manager has their own booking website as well. And then something else we learned in the seminar was about dynamic pricing software. So I haven't researched it yet, but it's some type of software that will scan the market to see where it should price your property. And if I heard correctly, it will change it up or down. And in some scenarios, it'll change it a little bit lower where you'll take a little bit less money, but then you'll be booked. So it's like, do you want to get a booking with a little bit less money, or do you want to get no booking? So that dynamic pricing software system changes the price of your rental so that it can basically keep your rental busy.